Okay, so continuing on with where we left off, we had recorded, we knew the discount expense and we had divided it into two sections, and we had recorded our initial accounts receivable at 1-to-1. It was a 200,000 accounts receivable, but now it's year end, so we need to adjust our receivable up or down based on the change in the rates, the foreign exchange rates. So as a receivable, this is an asset. If the rate goes up, I'm going to receive more US dollars with the rate. And you can probably just disregard this amount for right now, you know, the 228, since we really wouldn't know that until the date came. So right here, my asset goes up, so I need to make my accounts receivable higher by 0.01 times by my 200,000 foreign currency units. So let's do that. So a gain, I know this is going to be a gain, my rate went up, right? So, and if you want a mathematical proof, 200,000 FCU, and it went up from 1.01 from 1.00. It went up by 0.01. We just want the change, right? And we could see how much it went up by. 0.01 or 1.01 minus 1 times it by 200,000. My gain was 2,000 gain on foreign exchange. I know a gain is a credit. My debit would be to AR. My AR is increasing. So what journal entry would be made on 12/31 year 1 to record the foreign exchange gain or loss? I had a gain, so my accounts receivable will go up. FCU, gain of 2,000. Not sales revenue. This is a gain on foreign exchange. 2,000. Credit. 2,000. And if you wanted to double check, first it was 200,000. If I were to collect it and left it unhedged, 1.01 times it by 200,000 FCU, just to make sure. 1.01 times by 200,000 FCU went to 202,200. That's what my accounts receivable balance is. And if you had the T account, it probably will be hard for me to draw a T account. You would have had a debit of 200,000 receivable, add your gain, right? Debit accounts receivable, credit gain. So another a debit of 2,000. So then your accounts receivable balance would be 202,000 AR. Hopefully that made sense to you, and you can see that, or you can write that down on your exam. So that would be our gain. Remember that our forward contract reverses any gains or losses and puts them into AOCI. So I need to reverse this. What would be the journal entry to record the gain or loss on forward contract? Because I entered into this forward contract, I'm not so worried about this change in rate anymore. I'm locked in at 0.93. Am I kind of mad that it went up? Maybe, but I don't have to worry about if it goes up or down because I'm locked in at 0.93. And all gains and losses will be moved to my AOCI. So I need to move this to my AOCI. So I'm going to have a loss on forward contract. Same exact amount, 2,000, and I'm not going to credit my AR. What am I going to credit? My AOCI. It's not going to hit my income statement, it's going to hit my balance sheet. 2,000 AOCI. Yes, and then we're going to move on to making sure that we have recorded our forward contract at the present value or the fair value rate as of year end. And so just as we updated this receivable to its fair value, you know, based on the exchange rates, now we need to update this forward contract so that it is up to date as of year end. So 0.93 to 0.99. I locked in at 0.93. I thought that was going to be great. Somebody else walks into the bank 2 months later and they say, I have a receivable of the exact same date, 2/28/X1 in 2 months from now. I would like the forward contract rate. And the bank says, great, I will give you one. It's 0.99. Now I'm upset. Why am I upset? instead of locking in at 0.93 over here, and we can delete this, we already know about the discounted premium, or I'll just leave it, that's fine. I locked in at 186,000 in 4 months. Now it's 2 months later, somebody else walks in, same contract, receivable in 228, year 2, but now they have a rate of 0.98. Is that correct? 0.99. Sorry, 0.99 is the forward rate. The bank offers them how much? What does the bank offer them? 0.99 times it by 200,000. The bank offers them 198,000. Right? If they were to bring this forward contract in 2 months, they would get 198,000 in US dollars. So how much is my forward contract a liability to me? It would cost me something to get this off of my hands. To get out of my contract, I would have to pay someone to take over my contract, because mine is worth 186 when there's a free contract they could walk into the bank is worth 196,000. So let's see how much I would have to pay someone. 198,000 minus 186,000, $12,000. I'd have to pay someone around $12,000 to take essentially a loss. They could go into the bank, but they could buy it for me the same amount. They would have to take a loss in 2 months, and I'd pay them $12,000 to take that loss. But it's in 2 months, of course, so we need the time value of money, and we know this is year end and it's going to settle in 2 months at the end of February, so I need this present value factor, 0.9803 times that $12,000 loss there. $12,000 loss times it by 0.9803. So I know it's going to be around 12,000, but to make it to the present value, bring it back to December 31st. I'm going to bring that present value factor in. 11,763.6. You could probably just round that. 11,764. I would be okay if you round that. 11,764. 11,764. This contract is a liability to me, so I would need to credit my forward contract because it's a liability to me. If it was an asset to me, I would debit it. But since it's a liability to me, forward contract, credit. My debit would be to AOCI. And just like we've done in class, let's just make sure that I'm doing the math correctly. So the rate changed from this to this, 0.93 to 0.99. Just like we've done in class, 0.93 to 0.99. We could double check our math. And it's at a loss to us. The forward contract rate's going up. This is going to be like a loss to us. This is going to be a liability that we stuck with that 0.93 when the rate, if we would have waited 2 months, we could have gotten a forward contract rate of 0.99. 0.99 minus 0.93 times it by 200,000 foreign currency units. Yes, this would be around a $12,000. I'd have to pay someone around $12,000 to take this off of my hand. Specifically, the fair value of this contract would be, right, that $12,000 times it by 0.9803, 11,764. It's a liability. So now I'm going to debit my AOCI, credit my forward contract. And that's my timer to wrap up this section of the video. So AOCI debit, credit my forward contract. And what was the amount again? 11, let's see. Am I missing it? I'm missing it. 11,764. Make sure I forward contract credit. 11,764. Get all the way down there. Yep. So move it into AOCI. Now my contract is at its fair value, because it's going to be like a liability that I locked in at that rate when the rate increased at year end.